There's a kind of exhaustion that isn't about how much you've done, but how much you've been holding. The mental clutter, the emotional noise, the pressure to stay available, say yes, keep going. Even when a part of you is quietly asking for stillness. This isn't just burnout, it's something deeper. It's what happens when you start living on autopilot and the cost begins to show. The Stoics understood this. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "If you seek tranquility, do less, or do only what's essential and do it with intention." That's the mindset we return to today. Not about doing more, but doing less with clarity. It's about letting go of what drains you quietly, the habits that steal your peace, disrupt your focus, and chip away at your strength. In this video, we'll walk through 9 habits, simple shifts that seem small, but over time, they carry enormous weight. And if you've been feeling scattered, overwhelmed, or just a little disconnected from yourself, one of these could be the reason. If you value content that gets beneath the surface, feel free to subscribe. It helps keep this space grounded and helps others find their way back to stillness too. Let's begin. Because some days, life doesn't feel like a journey. It feels like a chase. You wake up, and before you've even taken a breath, you're sprinting. Your phone lights up. Someone's already upset. Your mind jumps into motion, and suddenly you're not really living. You're reacting, dodging, absorbing stress, just trying to make it through. But that's not momentum. That's survival mode. And when you live like that long enough, you start confusing movement for meaning, exhaustion for progress. But you weren't built to live in reaction. There's something steadier inside you, something the Stoics called the inner citadel, a space within that doesn't rise or fall with circumstance. It's not shaken by chaos. It doesn't answer to noise. And the truth is, it's already in you. It always has been. You don't have to earn it. You just have to stop giving the world unrestricted access to it. Because every time you let someone's opinion shift your mood, every time you let your inbox dictate your morning, you hand over the keys to something sacred. Why? Socrates once said, "To find yourself, think for yourself." But how can you think for yourself when your mind is constantly being pulled away? When your attention is fractured and your energy is on edge? In a world designed to scatter you, to hijack your thoughts, to keep you reactive, silence becomes a strategy. Stillness becomes strength. And here's the truth. You don't have to answer every noise. You don't have to carry what was never yours. You don't have to chase what distracts you from yourself. Imagine your mind as a still body of water. Every notification, every angry comment, every unexpected delay, they're just stones tossed into it. But here's the thing. The water always settles, if you let it. You're not the splash. You're the stillness beneath it. Carl Jung once wrote, "Your vision will become clear only when you can look into your own heart. Who looks outside dreams. Who looks inside awakens." That's what Stoicism invites us to do. To stop chasing peace in chaos and start cultivating it from within. Because when you respond from your core, instead of reacting to the noise, you reclaim your strength. Plato once said the soul has 3 parts: reason, spirit, and appetite. And when we live on autopilot, it's usually appetite, our impulses, that take the lead. But every time you pause before speaking, every time you breathe instead of react, every time you choose not to send that message out of anger, that's reason stepping in. That's alignment with your higher self. Let's be honest, reactivity is easy. It takes no strength to panic, no discipline to blame. But wisdom, that lives in the pause. Power lives in the space between stimulus and response. And that's what Stoicism is really about. Not the suppression of emotion, but the mastery of it. Not pretending life doesn't shake you, but refusing to let it undo you. It's surprisingly easy to slip into expecting the worst. One disappointment, one betrayal, one plan that didn't go the way you hoped. And suddenly, you start carrying this quiet assumption that life is just one long letdown. You don't even notice it at first, but the thoughts creep in. People always leave. Nothing ever works out. Success isn't for me. And slowly, your thoughts don't just turn negative, they turn automatic. And that's where it becomes dangerous. Because when your default setting is, "this probably won't work," you begin filtering reality through that lens. Not because the world got darker, but because your perception did. Marcus Aurelius said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." He wasn't speaking in metaphor. Think dark long enough, and even light begins to look dim. Perception isn't passive, it's creative. Your thoughts don't just reflect your world, they shape it. Aristotle taught that we are what we repeatedly do. And I'd add, we also become what we repeatedly think. You can't expect inner peace while constantly anticipating chaos. You can't expect connection if your heart is always braced for betrayal. And if your hands are always prepared to catch disappointment, they won't be open to receive anything else. So let's clear the fog. Thinking negative doesn't make you realistic. It makes you closed. It narrows your vision. It shields you from joy, from connection, from what could go right. And when you begin to shift that mental posture, not by force, but with awareness, you'll feel something subtle but powerful. The water settling, the stillness returning. Carl Jung once said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate." That inner voice, the one that whispers, "They don't really like you," or "this will never work," it's not fate. It's an old script, a pattern written by past pain or old fear. But here's the quiet truth. You have the power to rewrite it. Plato believed that true wisdom begins with recognizing how little we actually know, including what we assume about others and about what the future holds. What if they aren't out to get you? What if this time it does work out? What if your mind hasn't been lying to hurt you, but trying to protect you from something that's already over? We forget this sometimes. The brain's first job isn't truth, it's survival. It's constantly scanning for danger. That instinct is useful when you're in harm's way, but it can quietly sabotage you when you're trying to heal, grow, or trust again. Stoicism reminds us to pause, to step back from reaction and ask, is this thought useful? Is it true? Or is it just noise? There's a strange comfort in delay. We tell ourselves that tomorrow is when it'll all begin. Tomorrow we'll wake up early. Tomorrow we'll break the pattern. Tomorrow we'll finally act. But over time, tomorrow becomes a storage closet for all our unfinished intentions. And eventually, it starts to feel crowded inside. Heavy, unclear. Here's the quiet truth. Tomorrow doesn't exist. It's an idea, a cushion we lean on to avoid the discomfort of starting today. Nearly 2,000 years ago, Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You could be good today, but instead, you choose tomorrow." That line lingers, doesn't it? Because somewhere deep down, we know it's true. We could begin now. Take one small, honest step. But we scroll, we delay. We talk ourselves out of it, again. And then we wonder why things feel stagnant, why our lives don't shift. Jung also said, "Procrastination is the thief of time." But maybe it steals more than just time. It quietly steals identity. Because every time you postpone what matters, you reinforce a version of yourself that hesitates, that chooses comfort over courage, short-term ease over long-term growth. And the cost? It's not just minutes or hours. It's potential left untouched, courage untested, a life that stays smaller than it was meant to be. Stoicism doesn't sugarcoat this. Time, it teaches us, is not something we own. It's something we're lent. And Epictetus put it simply, while you delay, life speeds on. That's not meant to scare you. It's meant to wake you, to remind you that every moment you're given is a chance you won't get back. Not in a grim way, but in a motivating way. Because once you truly understand the value of your time, you start using it like it matters. Because it does. Knowing that time is slipping by doesn't have to make you anxious. It can make now feel sacred, not a shadow chasing you down, but a quiet fire beneath your feet. Now imagine this. If you carried a backpack full of golden hours, actual shining moments of your life, and every day someone reached in and took a handful without asking, how long would it take before you started guarding that bag a little more carefully? How long before you stopped handing it out so easily? That's what's happening every single day. The only difference, the thief is invisible. It shows up as distraction, as doubt, as delay. Socrates warned us about this. He said, "Beware the barrenness of a busy life." We think we're moving. We fill our days with errands, notifications, and endless to-dos. But we're not always making progress. Because there's a difference between motion and meaning, between being busy and actually becoming. That's the real wake-up call. You don't need more time. You need more decisions. One clear, honest, committed choice to act. Today. Not perfectly. Not dramatically. Just truthfully. Do one thing you've been avoiding. Send the message. Open the book. Apply for the opportunity. Clean the space. Doesn't matter what it is. Only that it's been sitting with you too long. Plato once said that discipline is the bridge between desire and fulfillment. Your future self isn't built on what you wish for. It's built on what you begin. What you follow through with. What you finish. There's a kind of quiet exhaustion that doesn't come from doing too much, but from never quite deciding what to do at all. You carry a decision with you for days, weeks, months. You overthink it. Ask everyone else what they'd do. Rewrite the pros and cons until the paper tears. And in the meantime, nothing moves. You stay still. You stay stuck. Here's the part no one says out loud. Waiting feels safe, but it's where dreams go to quietly die. The Stoics were clear about this. Seneca said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." Indecision is one of the biggest time thieves there is. It makes you feel like you're being careful, but really you're just burning time. Every "I'll decide later" pushes the future you want further away. Not because you aren't capable, but because you didn't choose. Aristotle understood this. He said, "Choice, not chance, determines your destiny." At some point, thought has to turn into action. Reflection has to become direction. Because the longer you stand at the crossroads, the harder it gets to move at all. And that hesitation, it turns into regret faster than you expect. Let me ask you something. How many times have you told yourself you'd decide soon, only to watch the opportunity fade? Maybe it was a job, maybe a relationship, maybe just standing up for yourself. And here's what hurts even more than making the wrong choice. Making no choice. Because at least with action, you move, you learn, you grow. But indecision keeps you in circles, wearing grooves into the same spot, but never going anywhere. Carl Jung once said, "The most terrifying thing is to accept oneself completely." And maybe that's what indecision really masks. It's not always the choice we fear, but the weight of owning what comes after, the responsibility, the risk, the self-respect required to say, "This is mine. I chose this. I will grow through it." And that's the beginning of real freedom. We're afraid of making the wrong call, afraid of having no one to blame but ourselves. But here's the shift. You can handle it, even if it's messy, even if it's uncertain. You're built for forward motion. It's just easy to forget that, especially in a world that treats your time like public property. Just because someone can reach you anytime doesn't mean they should. Somewhere along the way, we started treating our phones like emergency hotlines, our inboxes like mission control, and ourselves like 24/7 customer service reps. The pings, the red dots, the unread messages, they don't just ask for your time. They take it, quietly, piece by piece. You give away your peace one reply at a time, until you're drained, not from doing too much, but from being too available. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "If you seek tranquility, do less." But in today's world, doing less begins with being less accessible. It means realizing that not every message needs an instant answer. Not every question is yours to solve. Not every demand deserves your energy. We confuse availability with reliability. But the truth, constant access doesn't make you dependable. It just makes you scattered. You can't think clearly when your attention is being tugged in 20 directions. You can't focus when the world has a backstage pass to your mind. Carl Jung once said, "Solitude is where one discovers one is not alone." And solitude isn't about isolation. It's about reclaiming space, protecting your mind from constant input, letting your inner voice breathe again. Because that voice, the one that really knows you, gets drowned out when you're replying out of guilt or scrolling out of habit. Plato once described the soul as a chariot being pulled by wild horses. That's modern life. Everyone wants a piece of your time, your energy, your attention. But the question is, who's holding the reins? If you're not choosing where your focus goes, someone else is choosing for you. The Stoics understood this well. Epictetus said, "We should discipline ourselves in small things, and from there proceed to greater. So start small. Say no to one thing. Mute one thread. Block out noise that doesn't serve your peace. You're not a search engine. You're not on call for the entire internet. You're a human being with a limited supply of energy and a life that deserves your full attention. There's pressure in the air we breathe. Go faster, do more, be everywhere. If you're not grinding, you're falling behind. If you're not hustling, you're wasting your potential." That's the narrative, but almost no one stops to ask, where exactly are we rushing to? And more importantly, why? Stoicism was never about passivity. It's not the absence of effort. Marcus Aurelius led an empire. Epictetus taught through hardship and pain. These weren't idle men, but they didn't believe in blind motion either. They believed in intention, in measured, meaningful action, in knowing not just what you're doing, but why you're doing it. Seneca put it simply, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it." And isn't that the truth? Because when we're always in a hurry, what fades first is our presence. We lose the view along the way. We forget what led us to this path in the first place. Hustle becomes a habit, but not the kind that builds, the kind that blinds. Until one day, you realize you've been sprinting in circles, chasing a vague feeling of progress with no clear finish line in sight. Aristotle believed that virtue lives in balance, not in excess. So when ambition turns obsessive, when movement turns frantic, you're no longer building a life. You're reacting to the fear of stillness. But stillness isn't the enemy. It's often where your best decisions take shape. Carl Jung once said, "Hurry is not of the devil, it is the devil." That rush, that ever-present pressure, it steals more than your time. It steals your depth, your clarity, your meaning. Because when you're always rushing, you don't get to choose your direction. You're just trying not to trip. And that's not living. That's just surviving, on speed. Plato taught that the good life requires knowing what's truly valuable and refusing to trade it for hollow substitutes. Hustle without purpose is one of those substitutes. It feels like progress, But more often than not, it's distraction dressed up as discipline. So pause, reflect. Ask yourself honestly, what am I chasing? And is it worth it? Am I climbing a ladder that's leaning against the wrong wall? Am I keeping myself busy to avoid asking harder questions? The Stoics wouldn't tell you to stop. They'd tell you to slow down, not to hesitate, but to think, to move with wisdom, to act with clarity. Because life isn't about how fast you can go. It's about whether you're going in the right direction. There's something strange we do as humans. We hold on to pain like it proves something. Proof that we were wronged, that it mattered, that we survived. And sometimes that pain hardens into a grudge, a quiet, burning ember we protect, thinking it gives us strength. But the truth is, it doesn't give us power. It drains it. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injustice." In other words, don't carry their behavior in your body. Don't let what someone else did become something you keep doing to yourself. Because that's what grudges become. Self-inflicted wounds, replayed again and again. Aristotle said that anger is easy, but holding it the right way, for the right reason, at the right time, that's rare and hard. Most of us don't hold it at all. We hoard it, let it calcify. Bitterness becomes armor. Resentment becomes identity. We start defining ourselves not by who we are, but by what hurt us. And that's a dangerous way to live. Carl Jung said, "What you resist persists." The more you suppress the anger, the tighter its grip. The more you replay the moment, the deeper its roots grow. Forgiveness isn't about saying it was okay. It's about saying, "I won't carry this any longer. I won't let your actions become my burden. I'm done letting this follow me everywhere I go." And here's the truth. The person who hurt you, they might not even remember what they did. They've moved on. They're living their life. Meanwhile, you're still carrying their mistake, like a heavy bag with their name stitched on the side. You bring it into conversations, into your sleep, into your new relationships, and it slows you down every time. The Stoics had a name for this: wasted energy. Seneca said, "Anger, if not restrained, is frequently more hurtful to us than the injury that provokes it." Because resentment doesn't just live in the mind. It finds its way into your breath, your tone, your posture, the way you show up in the world. Let it go. Free that space. Make room for something better. Peace isn't found in clinging, it's found in learning to release. And you are strong enough to do that. There's a kind of war going on around us, not with weapons, but with attention. Your mind is the battlefield. Every headline, every ping, every heated post is fighting for a piece of it. And if you're not intentional, you don't just give away your time. You give away your peace, your clarity, your ability to think and feel for yourself. One moment you're calm, sipping your coffee. The next, you've scrolled through 5 angry tweets, read 2 polarizing headlines, and now you're caught in outrage about people and events that have nothing to do with your real life. That's not just distraction. That's manipulation. And sometimes it's not just the internet. It's people close to you, friends, family, voices that stir drama, not growth. The Stoics had a word for this: apatheia. It doesn't mean indifference. It means composure, steadiness, not being controlled by every emotional storm. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." That message still holds, especially now, in a world that profits from your outrage. Socrates warned against being swayed by public opinion. He believed in living by inner wisdom, not outer noise. But that noise, it's louder than ever. It's in your pocket, on your screen, whispering all day long. And every time you react without thinking, you give away a piece of your sovereignty. Carl Jung said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate." So ask yourself, are you reacting or are you reflecting? Let's be honest. Some people feel heavier than peace ever should, not because they yell or insult, but because their presence drains more than it restores. And yet, we keep them close. Why? Because it's polite, because we've known them forever, because we're afraid of being alone. But not everyone deserves a front row seat to your life. Trust isn't given, it's earned, carefully, deliberately. The Stoics knew this well. To them, true friendship was rare and sacred. Seneca said, "Associate with those who will make a better man of you. Not louder, not flashier, better." Carl Jung added, "The meeting of two personalities is like the contact of two chemical substances. If there is any reaction, both are transformed." The question is, what are you being transformed into? Are your relationships grounding you, sharpening your clarity, calming your spirit? Or do you walk away anxious, drained, unsure? Plato believed the soul is shaped by the company it keeps. Not just your character, your energy, your internal state. If you're surrounded by chaos, you begin to live in reaction. If you're constantly shrinking to fit others' expectations, your spirit starts to wear down. That's why protecting your peace isn't selfish. It's necessary. You wouldn't leave your front door wide open all night, would you? So why leave the doors of your mind and heart open to anyone with a clever line or a charming smile? Socrates said, "The unexamined life is not worth living." That includes your relationships. So ask, who gets your time, your deepest thoughts, your trust? Are they worthy of it? Or have they just been around long enough? Act accordingly, because your energy is sacred, and the people closest to you shape your future more than you realize. Protect that space like your life depends on it, because in many ways it does. No one walks lighter than the one who's let go of what no longer belongs. Peace isn't found in the next achievement. It's found in the silence that follows release, and the moment you stop carrying what was never yours to hold. That's the moment you begin to become who you were always meant to be. If this spoke to you, there's more waiting for you right here. Another step inward, deeper stillness, clarity, truth. Thank you for walking this path with us. Your time matters. Your presence matters. And when you're ready to return, we'll be here, still, focused, true,